Hello and welcome to my video tutorial on how to select hair. Today we will be creating this image by going to the original picture and isolating her and dropping her into this picture of a city. Now we are not talking about the magic wand or pen tool or anything like that. We will be creating a mask just like this to make the selection. So what we want to do first is we want to look through the channels to see which channel has the highest contrast to the background. So it looks like the blue channel has the highest contrast to the background, so we're just going to select this. And now what we want to do is we're going to pretty much stack up the two blue layers so we can double the effects of the blue channel. So we're going to hit image, calculations, and make sure it's blue and blue, and then make sure the blending option is multiplied, the opacity is 100, then press OK. So now we have the new channel, and what we want to do now is make her darker now by pressing Control L and bring up the blacks. You don't want to bring too much or there's going to be fuzzy edges later on. So what we want to do now is click on the brush tool, and we're gonna make the color black, and we just want to color in the things that aren't black. So now there's our selection, but you notice how there's also something on the outside. Anything on the background that might appear, such as like furnitures or anything, different colors, different lightings, you just want to make it solid white or as well. So just color over it. Now what we want to do is invert the color of the picture. So we want to make her completely white and make the background completely dark. Yes, Photoshop will select all the things that are white. So we will be selecting out the outside, and we don't want that. So we click on Image Adjustments and go to Invert Selection, and there's our selection. Now we're going to press Control click or Command click if you're on the Mac, and we're going to go to the background image. We're going to double click on that, and there's a selection. So we want to bring her to her own layer, so we're going to press Control J to bring her to her own layer. So now we're going to use the rectangular marquee tool and just select everything and just copy, Control C for copy, and we're going to press Control V to paste. Now the image is smaller than the city image, so we're going to scale her a bit. Make sure you turn on the show transformation control, and just while holding a shift, click on the corner and just drag her out. So there's our image. But taking a look at the image, you can notice that there are still some white edges along the picture. So what we want to do now is refine those edges. So we're going to go back to the original image. We're going to go to the channel that we had. And we're going to press Control, click the image. And what we want to do now is invert the selection. Inverse the selection, and we want to go to refine edges. So now what we want to do is expand the selection, so it will get rid of those nasty white edges that we had. So we're gonna have about 3% expansion, and we're just gonna feather to 2 points, and we're gonna hit OK, and we're gonna press Control backspace, and you can notice some of the edges thin down a bit. So I'm going to go back and show you again. Take a look at the image, press Control backspace, and the edges are like a lot thinner now. So what we want to do now is press Control. We want to deselect this by clicking Control D for deselect, and reselect the image by holding Control and clicking the channel. So now we have a better image. So we want to go back to this layer and just copy and bring her to this image. We can delete the previous picture because this image is better. And we're gonna resize her again. And there's our image. You notice how there are still some white edges, but that's an easy fix. We just have to turn on the burn tool. Make sure you have a soft brush so it has some feathered edges or soft edges. And we're going to turn the range to midtones, and we're just going to go along the edges that has the white and just color it through. See, when I use the burn tool here, almost all the white edges were gone. Same with this one. So this side is pretty good. There are like no more white edges. Over here there are still some white edges, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn the range to highlights, and that will help get rid of the white a bit more. And there, we're done. Thank you for watching my video tutorial on how to select hair. Join me next week for a new episode.